We need to talk about two important subjects. One is for Holter monitor, and the other one is for cardiac stress testing. And of course, both of them are of great importance for any medical students or a medical assistant or anyone looking for better information. You have to know about all of this. Number one, we need to talk about the stress test and Holter monitor. What is the importance of Holter monitor? What we need, why I have to request Holter monitor for a patient. Suppose I am giving you like example. What that? Suppose I have a symptom and this symptoms related to my heart and it is happened, Diana, in certain times. Like while I'm driving my car, when I'm going upstairs, while I'm running or playing like my exercise, or after meal or during meal, or when I get into sleep. So when I lie on my back on the bed, I start to have a problem. So in such condition, the doctor will ask me, of course, he has to understand what is going on. So he is like requesting Holter monitor. What is the Holter monitor? We need to save the information. Number one, it is like 5 electrodes, okay? Not like the normal EKG, 10 electrodes, but this is like only around 5 electrodes going to be attached to the surface or the parts of the body, 5. And the exam, they will ask you about the number. You have no, now the number is 5. And also they ask you about the color. And color here is very important, not like in case of EKG. So colors is very important to provide us with where the location. We have the brown, we have the green, we have the red, white, and the black, okay? So please remember all of this. It is very easy. The question also coming in the exam asking you about, you are a medical assistant or a nurse, what you should instruct your patient. The instruction is very easy. Number one, for you, you have to tell the patient, number one, not to take shower while holding the Holter monitor, because it has to be in close contact with the patient. So we are not going to allow the patient to take like shower while having the Holter monitor. Okay. And the Holter monitor is like lasting attached to the patient like 48 to 72 hours. It depends on the case. Okay, so what is the second instruction you are going to tell the patient? When the patient feel any abnormalities, like palpitation, like chest pain, like any condition related to the heart, he has to do what? Push the bottom. So this is very common word in the exam. Push the bottom. Why it should push the bottom? Because the Holter monitor, Stephanie, is not going to work 24 hours. It is going, or it is like designed to work when the patient mark has a symptom. So he has to tell the machine that I am in trouble or I have a symptom. So the machine will start to record what is going on with the heart. So the second advice, number one, was not to take shower. Number two is push the bottom. For what? For entering the information. So, for example, Irene, notice, God bless her, that you have like increased heart rate or palpitation after meal. So when she start to feel this after meal, she has to push the bottom and saying that this is like lunch time or this is like breakfast time, and what is the time? It is whatever time, AM, PM, and what you feel, it is like palpitation. So when you put this information, when you push the bottom with the machine, so when we do analysis of the EKG waves, we are going to understand that this happened when you are like eating, or this problem happen when the patient go upstairs, or this happen, Corinne, if the patient is like playing tennis or playing his exercise, he develops such kind of problem. After 72 hours or 48 hours, it depends, he has to go back to the clinic or back to the hospital, and they are get the SIM card, which is like the memory card, and it is like going by the computer to analyze what is the changes happen in a specific condition. Like when I do exercise, there's palpitation. When there is tachycardia. When I do after meal, I find that there is a chest pain, and so on. Okay, so this is the points I need you to know about Holter monitor. Number one, how many electrodes? 5. What are the colors? You have to save it. What is the instruction you are giving to the patient? Not to take shower while having this Holter monitor attached to the body. Number 2 of instruction is when you have a symptom, you have to do what? Push the button and inform the time and date and the situation or the condition that develop this symptom. Clear? So this is like the extract of knowledge you have to know about Holter monitor. Any question? Yes, ma'am.
What were the colors again? I'm sorry.
I will provide you with, when you go to the Canvas on file, I will provide you with the PowerPoint, because it is not going, it is not allowed now to be shared, but the color is black, white, red, green, yellow, or orange. This is the 5, okay? Red, green, white, black, orange, okay? Or brown. So sometimes we have this change, just 5 colors and so on. Any questions so far? Let us have another subject, which is stress test. Why we do stress test? We do stress tests like I am coming to Diana, telling her that, Diana, I have chest pain. So Diana will say, that's okay, let us do EKG. She did EKG and she found that everything is okay. So what she is going to do, she will say that, congratulations, you have very good EKG, go home. Of course, this is not the case. So far, the patient has a complaint, I have to do EKG, and if the EKG comes without any changes, it doesn't mean that he is completely healthy. So I have to recommend stress test. We have 2 types of stress test in summary. We have 2 types of stress test. Either we do stress test by the treadmill, which is the regular one, treadmill stress test, or we do stress test by medication. Sometimes the stress test medication, sometimes the stress test is not successful by the treadmill, but it is going to be done, or the doctor will change the plan to make it by medication. For stress test, what we need to know, are we going to have 10 electrodes? Yes. And before we do the stress, we have to evaluate the patient as a baseline. What is the baseline? Like we take vitals for everything for the patient before starting the stress. Blood pressure, temperature, pulse, okay? Before doing the stress test, we have to evaluate the patient as a baseline by taking vitals. We count everything for the vitals. Then we do EKG at rest. Then we are going to do the test. and we keep like the cuff attached to the arm of the patient. Why? To measure the blood pressure. From time to time when we are doing the stress test, that we have to check the blood pressure. So we have to instruct the patient for two important issues. Number one, if you have any problem, you have to call it. Don't keep quiet. Don't make like your head knocking or something like that. No, you have to call that I am tired. I can't go. I have a pain, chest pain. Okay, so he has to mention this by verbal. This number one. Number two, when we instruct the patient that he has to keep his arm extended when the cuff start to inflate during the exercise, because if he's like keep flexing the arm, so this will be interfere with accurate measurement. We have another point which is very important. What this point? This point is talking about that at what limit we have to like allow the patient to do the test. There is a limit. Of course, exercise is like tachycardia. So we have a formula. I will provide you with the formula that 220 minus the age of the patient, and this formula is important in the exam. 220 minus the age of the patient multiplied by a factor, which is 0.84, and this will be like the average pulse, and if it is like more than what we expect, it is should be stopped. So it should be stopped. So this is the points when we do the exercise. What should we do for the exercise? If the patient has already medication he receives, so he has to bring the medication with him during the exercise test. Number two, if the patient is like just recover from myocardial infarction within 3 days, we are not going to do EKG stress tests because we are going to put the patient in risk and he will die. So at precautions, it is very important. What should we do after stress test? Sometimes the patient is going to take hot shower, and this hot shower is not allowed. Why? We have the exercise and over circulation, the capillaries are dilated, and if the patient went to the take shower with hot water, so it is more vasodilation, so he will get into severe drop of blood pressure and syncope. After we're done with the stress test, we have to repeat the vital signs again, and we repeat the EKG. Why? To be sure that the patient come back to the normal pre-test. So every parameters we got from the pre-test should be obtained by the end of the test. This is very important. Why? Because we are not going to allow the patient go home and may develop problem later on. We have to be sure that we restore the baseline condition of the patient before the stress test. So one more issue, if the stress test is going to be performed, as I told you, we avoid any medication that can support the heart. And I told you any medication like what? Like producing like slow heart rate and something like that. We have to be careful about these issues. And one more issue, we are not going to allow the patient to drink coffee 24 hours before the stress test, because coffee is like helping the patient heart. What after that? If we fail to do stress test by exercise or treadmill, we shift to do the stress test by medication. We need to save the medication. What is the medication we have to inject? It is a Perzantine. I gave you this name before, Perzantine. And we do EKG normal after injecting of Perzantine. How we counteract the effect if I need to stop the test and remove the effect of Perzantine, I have to inject aminophylline. And this aminophylline is present here in this coffee, okay? Aminophylline is strengthen and counteract the effect of Perzantine. So these are the most important topics, guys. I wished to inform you about Holter monitor and stress test, either by treadmill or by medication. If you have any question, please let me know. And of course, these two important subjects are very important and easy to be answered questions in the exam. And I hope everyone did great for the second test. And if you have any request, let me know. Till we meet tomorrow, I wish everyone a wonderful time. And prepare yourself for tomorrow. I have to check for chapter review strips from 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. And this will be giving you credit. Okay, so one by one. And tomorrow we will have, beside check your assignment, this assignment like homework, go for 2 successful EKG. And for each EKG, I'm going to ask you about name the waves and name the leads and check on like what are the abnormalities, if there's abnormalities, and we trace together the strip. I hope everything is clear, and I know some of you like join us a little bit tardy, and also some of you missed to join us in the morning. So I would like to retake the attendance right now, and this chapter or this video is already recorded, but it is live due to technical issues, so it is live on the YouTube. I told you before, just double check if you need any information. If you have any question, because tomorrow will be our last meeting, physical meeting on lab. If you have any request, any question, of course, you are so welcome. It is my pleasure to assist any one of you. Okay, stay online, please, for a minute.
Dr. Israel, just to clarify, today at 10:30, we were supposed to meet, right? But I didn't see you online.
Say it again. Your voice is yeah.
At 10:30, I didn't see you online, so I left at 11. I thought you said meet at 10:30 after the test.
No, the exam 10:30 ends. It will end by 10:30, and I announced that we have to meet at 1, not 10:30.
Okay.
Emily? Zahra?
Here.
Serena? Mark?
Here.
Stephanie?
Here.
Lewis? Rihanna?
Here.
Victorina? Joanna, Corin,
Here.
Makisa, and the rest of the students I already posted them. They are present because they were attending in the morning.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, nice ladies and gentlemen. See you tomorrow.
Professor.
Yes, Alhaja, say
The exam is gonna be next Wednesday.
Wednesday, yes.
Salam.